What if the moon was made of coffee? Not just a little coffee sprinkled on top, but the entire moon. An immense swirling sphere of rich aromatic liquid orbiting Earth like the universe's largest espresso. Imagine stepping outside on a crisp night, looking up at the sky, and instead of seeing that pale, cratered rock, you see a shimmering brown surface, steaming gently in the cold vacuum of space. The glow wouldn't be the same silvery light we're used to. It might be a warm, golden hue, as moonlight now would be brewed from sunlight filtering through a deep ocean of coffee. The tides would still be there, but maybe they'd smell faintly of roasted beans whenever the breeze came in from the sea. Astronomers would have a hard time focusing on their research because their telescopes would constantly fog up from the caffeine vapor drifting through space. The moon's new composition would completely change the way we view lunar exploration. Instead of astronauts planting flags, we'd have baristas in spacesuits setting up massive cosmic coffee machines, harvesting lunar liquid for the ultimate brew. NASA wouldn't just be the National Aeronautics and Space Administration anymore. It would be the National Americano Supply Agency. Of course, questions would arise. Would the coffee be black or already mixed with milk? If it were black, entire nations might race to be the first to develop an orbital delivery system for milk and sugar. Satellites could carry huge containers of cream to dump into the lunar surface, creating swirling patterns visible from Earth. Latte art would no longer be confined to cafes, it would be painted across the sky. And the caffeine content? Oh, that could be dangerous. One drop of lunar coffee falling to Earth might contain enough caffeine to keep an entire city awake for weeks. Forget energy drinks, 1 teaspoon could power you through a year of work without sleep. But what about space travel itself? Rockets trying to land on a coffee moon would face unique challenges. Instead of solid ground, they'd plunge into an endless liquid surface. Special coffee scooping spacecraft might be developed, with long arms designed to collect the lunar brew and bring it back to orbiting refineries. Space tourists would pay fortunes for a chance to float above the surface, sipping coffee directly from the source while looking down at the Earth below. Coffee chains on Earth would boast of selling 100% authentic moon brew, charging astronomical prices for a single cup. There might be other consequences, too. Coffee is a plant-based product on Earth, so a moon made entirely of coffee implies some bizarre cosmic botany. Maybe the moon was once a giant coffee bean, roasted to perfection by the heat of the Sunday. Maybe it formed in a distant galaxy and drifted here, like a gift from the caffeinated gods of space. Scientists would debate whether the coffee was infinite, somehow regenerating, or whether the more we drank, the more the moon would shrink. If it were finite, humanity might face ethical dilemmas. Should we drink the moon away for our daily cappuccinos, or preserve it as a cosmic wonder? And let's not forget the cultural impact. Coffee lovers would worship the moon as the ultimate source of their passion. Festivals would be held every full moon, where people gather to sip coffee under the glowing brown orb, singing songs of gratitude to the sky. Poets would write about the bittersweet light of the lunar latte. Conspiracy theorists might claim the moon isn't coffee at all, but some government plot to keep people addicted to caffeine. Meanwhile, night owls everywhere would be thrilled, claiming they feel more energized just looking at it. But there could also be trouble. If the moon's coffee evaporated into space, tiny caffeine particles might drift into Earth's atmosphere, making the entire planet just a little more hyperactive. Productivity would skyrocket, but so would late-night arguments and questionable 3 ampere M online purchases. And what about the oceans? If coffee tides pulled caffeine into the water, sea life could be drastically affected. Imagine hyperactive dolphins or squid that never sleep, darting endlessly through the deep. Still, there's something magical about the idea. The moon has always been a source of mystery, romance, and inspiration. But if it were made of coffee, it would also be the greatest cosmic cafe in the universe. Whether we'd ruin it by overconsumption or preserve it as a shared treasure, one thing is certain: no one would ever look at their morning coffee the same way again.